So I've been in the smma game for about 5 years now. And in the beginning, I couldn't even tell you how wrong I had it. Even when I was doing 10 grand a month, 20, 25 grand a month, I was just completely wrong about how the whole game even worked. And there are a lot of learning lessons that I want to share with you here. So if you don't want to be like me and be an idiot and take forever to get to 75K a month, that's where I really felt like, okay, I understand the game now. If you want that to happen for you a lot faster than, the likes of several years, then this is definitely going to be something you want to watch, because there really were just some things that held me back for way too long. And if you want to waste your time, then by all means. The first one is that everybody just copies each other. And sure, that's kind of obvious, but when you really think about it, like let's say you're doing 3K a month and you see another agency's website, you're like, oh, he's doing this, or he has that offer, or his copy's written like this with exclamation marks in, or you don't pay written all over the place. You're like, well, that must work. Let's do that. And then you do that, and then you realize it doesn't work. And oftentimes what you realize is that what you initially had before was actually better performing than what this person has, or what really any of these people have written on their websites. So it's kind of a difficult thing because you have to test a lot, but at the same time, that's what everybody does. Nobody thinks for themselves. It's crazy. It's actually insane. Nobody really seems to think for themselves. So if you develop the skill of thinking for yourself and just iterating on marketing messages, and sure, you can look at elements and see if things that work, whether you're in programs or you watch videos like this one or whatever the case may be, you can pull things into your business and test them. But at the end of the day, you need to be the one that determines, is this working? Is this not working? Do I want to continue doing this or do I not? And that kind of leads me into the second thing, which is that, your business is your business and you can structure it the way that you want to structure it, right? Like the last thing that I think you should do is get stuck in a box of doing things the way everybody else does things just because. Like for me, the most common thing when I was starting my agency was everybody was selling retainers. So I started selling retainers and I was like, this sucks. It's flawed for A, B, C, D reasons. Let's just do a different pricing model. And what I eventually pushed into, and I did this not by hearing about it anywhere other than just like being like, let's try it out, was I started selling pay in full. So I would sell multiple months in advance paid up front rather than selling on a monthly retainer. This gave me benefits like, having more cash in the business so that I could reinvest and grow faster. But like, that's what I wanted to do. Some people don't want to take sales calls, so they make an insane offer so that they just don't really have to sell, right? I wanted to learn sales, so I wanted to learn how to sell a high ticket product. So I went into sales, right? And that's why some people even choose to do other things like e-commerce, right? Because they don't even want to do sales. They don't want to have these conversations. They don't want to have sales calls, right? So again, you really need to keep in mind that your agency is custom to you, and what works for other people, number three, is what works for other people does not necessarily work for you or will not necessarily work for you. Like, you can take the exact same copy that somebody else is doing it, copy paste it into your business, and it will not work because that's not who you are. That's not how you communicate, etc., etc. So like, you can't just be running around like thinking that everything works for everybody, because some people find IGDMs work, some people find cold email works, some people do well with ads right out the gate, some people do well with cold calling right out the gate. I didn't want a cold call. I was like, screw that. So I played around with cold email, cold LinkedIn outreach, cold Instagram, cold Facebook messages. And for me, what hit best was personalized cold email. So I leaned into that, and that's what got me up to 25K a month. I'm a big ads guy. Then I went from 25 to 75 plus with ads. So there's that. Now, the next thing, number 4, is that organic is not like required by any means, and it takes a long time, especially if you're like posting YouTube videos in a small niche. Like this channel, a lot of you guys won't know this, some of you will. This channel used to be targeting real estate agents, and this is where I sold my agency services. It was on this channel. I've since unlisted the videos, but the thing is, it took me a year of posting every single week, being very intentional about it, doing coursework, so on and so forth, in order for me to get to a point where, I added 20, 30K per year to my business. After about a year and a half, I had my first 10K month from YouTube organic. But like, that's a year and a half of posting every week and being intentional about it, learning how to write hooks, learning how to write titles, creating thumbnails myself, so on and so forth. So if you want organic to work, or if you want SEO to work, then you can just kind of keep it on the side, keep it in the background. Don't make it this huge thing that takes up all of your time and effort and energy, unless that's like the number one strategy you're using to grow your business. You're in a big niche where it makes sense to do so, blah, blah, blah. But like, it's, in my opinion, it's just not the best thing that you can do with your time, because the results take so long to come in, and they're relatively consistent, but they can be inconsistent at the same time. Like if you go viral and you get a bunch of business, then everything dies down. You're like, well, great, now my business is extremely slow. So number 5 is, if you're going to be doing organic, then I would also recommend doing at least one other advertising method to get clients coming through the door, because again, otherwise your business is going to be extremely inconsistent. And now number 6, one other thing that I want to talk about is the idea of, sending the highest amount of volume, or doing the highest amount of volume of calling leads, etc., as possible. I was talking to one of my agency clients. I helped him get to 10K a month. But like this year, like he's averaged in the last 7 months, 2 sales calls a month. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, he's like, I got 5 calls booked tomorrow, don't worry. I'm like, bro, 2 calls a month for the last 7 months? Like, that's not okay, man. Like, he's good at sales and all that. So I'm like, bro, if you just had quadruple the calls, your revenue would be quadruple. And he's closing at like almost 40%. I'm like, bro, like, send way more volume, dude. Like, you need to be doing way, way, way more than this. And I was guilty of the same thing. I got to like 25 grand a month with like 10 calls a month on the calendar, where some people have it right and they start off and they get a bunch of calls, but then they struggle with offers. And that's kind of where I don't even know what we're on, 6, 7 comes into play, where things happen differently for everybody at different times. Everybody has it hard. If they say they don't have it hard, they're lying to you, or they're hiding it, right? And I'm not trying to say that people are trying to scam you into whatever, and there are some people who legitimately do that kind of stuff. But like, the thing is, you're going to struggle. It's going to be a hard time, and you're going to struggle with different things from different people, but everybody struggles with something. So the best thing you can do is lean into your strengths, lean into the things that work, because that's going to be your lowest friction path to success in your agency, in your outreach, in your sales process, in whatever it is that you're doing, your service delivery, so on and so forth. Now, another note, again, this is going to be 7 or 8, because I still have no idea what one that last one was, is you want to get your clients a win as quickly as possible. And even a bonus to that, so call it 7 or 8B, is to give your clients a personalized note right after they sign up. Little 2-minute loom. Hey, what's going on? Just want to say welcome on board. We helped A, B, C, D get all of these results. I'm really excited to have you because, so on and so forth. Again, just want to say congratulations and welcome. I'm super excited to have you. Thanks, have a good one. You want to send that ideally in the first day, worst case the day after, because that really helps determine whether or not this person is going to trust you and so on and so forth. You want to go above and beyond. That's really, really what it is. You want to go above and beyond. You need to go above and beyond, and people really respect it and really appreciate it, because most people don't do that. They want to automate their agencies as much as possible. They skip doing the little things that people really, truly appreciate. You'll watch unboxing videos on YouTube, and someone will get a personalized note. They're like, oh, no way, I got a personalized note. Like, that's nice, right? Even if it's just a nice little thing like that, like, they really, like, they appreciate it, and it sticks with them, right? So that's how you can become appreciated, and you can show your clients that you're the type of person that puts that extra effort in, right? And the last one I'll say is, put extra effort in and try way harder than you want to try on everything, and do all the things that you don't want to do. So that's about it. If you want to work with me personally one-to-one to grow your agency, you can book a call in the description. Otherwise, click whatever's popping up on screen here, and I'll see you there.